I'm not too sure why I started with Alice in Wonderland. There's just something about the film that really captured me as a child. There's a certain magic to the way Disney used to make their movies. I think there's a certain charm in the animation and in the themes that the film dealt with. And so I thought, if I'm going to start remixing a film, I'd really like to try capturing that. My style is to search a film or a piece of music for sounds that I really like individually, and then I'll take those sounds and I'll kind of piece them together to make something that I like as a collection of samples or as a piece of music. I'm always searching for samples that have a certain rhythm to them, have a certain loopability to them, quote unquote. I think music is something that you need to feel into existence. Michael Jackson had this great quote once. He said, "You have to get out of the way of the music." I really agree with that statement because every time I've ever made music that I enjoy or that I think is going somewhere, I've always been kind of almost like an observer to the process. The music seems to sort of pull itself together in a weird kind of way. I think the difference between a sound collage and sample-based music is the one kind of tackles the emotions and the other one doesn't. You can throw all these samples together and make it sound like, sample music, but then you can take it from the other direction and you can say, I'm going to make something with a bit more narrative maybe, and something that has a bit of emotion in it. And I think that's the great thing about working with samples, is that each one has its own emotion in it and has its own texture and its own lovability, and so when you piece that together, you can take it so much further than making it into just a sequence of samples. The argument that I've always used for anyone that does, remixing for the sake of doing something passionate is that I guess the first thing is you're serving the purpose of copyright law just by what you're doing. And the purpose of copyright law is to stimulate creativity in the general public. And a lot of people kind of don't understand that because it's changed so much. Today, it looks like copyright's about making money, but really it's about stimulating creativity, and that's what remixing does. And I guess, then there's the ethics of it. When you're remixing something, you're creatively interpreting it, and I think every creation out there is an interpretation of something to some extent. I don't think anything is 100% original. I think, Beethoven used many chords and progressions from Mozart, and he would always, he's using an instrument that was created by someone else. And what if the guy that made the piano said, the piano sound is my sound, I designed that? How's he going to claim rights on that? How's he going to get royalties? He's not. I like to think of music as something that doesn't really belong to anyone. I'm actually quite ecstatic when someone interprets what I've made. If someone was to take my samples and make their own thing out of it, I wouldn't take offense to it and I wouldn't see it as a threat. I think I'd be quite happy that I've inspired someone to do something original and to create something out of their own experiences.